everyone, thanks for clicking on this video and welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I'd make a video talking through some of my top travel essential items that I've learned to bring to make my long haul journeys a lot more comfortable. Now over the past couple of years I've done quite a few long haul flights from Australia to Europe, as well as Australia to Japan and Taiwan. Because Australia is so far away from everything, these flights usually take at least 8 hours, especially the Europe flights where it takes over 20 hours, split between two flights of course, but I have learnt from my previous trips to always bring these items with me to ensure that I have a better time. So if you're interested in hearing my top travel essential items, then feel free to keep watching. Number one is noise cancelling headphones or noise cancelling earphones. Now I remember traveling when I was a teenager when the noise cancelling technology wasn't as good, and I remember it's my sister cleaning. I remember using earphones when I was a teenager when there was no noise cancelling technology, and it is absolutely shocking how much the technology has improved nowadays. Once you put these in, everything goes quiet and you can kind of just go into your little bubble, into your own headspace, and not have to listen to loud airplane noises or any children crying. Now for flights that are longer than 8 hours, my ears usually do hurt if I keep these in for more than a few hours, so I know it's a bit extra, but if I have the cabin space, I try to pack both my headphones and the AirPods so that I can alternate and save my ears from really hurting. Now second item is either a laptop, an iPad, or a book, some sort of entertainment. For the long haul flights, I usually try to download some episodes or videos in advance so that I have something to watch. And in case there is no in-flight entertainment, which is mostly the case because we fly incredibly budget, but I usually try to sleep on these flights, but in the event that I can't, I try to have something to keep me entertained and to pass the time. The third thing that I like to have with me is a battery pack or a charger, because the last thing I want while traveling is for my devices to run out of battery. So I usually like to keep this battery pack on my phone to make sure that I'm always contactable and I'm updating my family on how we're going with the travel. If you like to charge your devices during a layover, depending on which airport it is, I know some airports now are very luxe and they have USB-C, USB-A charging ports, but in case that they don't, might be also a good idea to bring a charging adapter for the country that you are having a layover in. The fourth thing that I like to bring with me is a warm jacket or something to keep me warm on the plane. So I always make sure to try to dress in layers, and as well as bring something that can keep me warm. The planes do get very cold when you're flying at a very high altitude, so it's very important for me that I bring something that can keep me warm and comfortable so that I can rest properly and fall asleep. Speaking of clothes, if I am crossing continents or traveling to a country that's in a different season from the country that I'm traveling from, and I have enough cabin quota, I try to bring a change of clothes, not only to stay fresh but also to feel comfortable. One time I had a layover in China and I made the mistake of not bringing clothes for a warm temperature, and it absolutely sucked. The last thing you want after traveling for 9 to 14 hours is to feel uncomfortable because you're not dressed appropriately for the temperature. Now this next one is a bit controversial because I know of certain people who don't prefer to travel with this, as it's only for the plane and they don't want to cart this around for the rest of their trip. But I have traveled with and without this on separate occasions, and I can tell you that this is absolutely worth it. This is a travel pillow specifically for when you are on the plane. This is a must for me. I obviously travel in economy because I'm not one of those people who can pay for premium economy or business class, and I can tell you that this has helped me actually get some proper rest on the plane, because those little flap things on your seat that are supposed to give you support for your head, they just don't work for me, and it is absolute torture when you're on a 14-hour flight and you cannot sleep properly because you keep falling over from the lack of support. So for me, this is an absolute must. This one is from MV Lock. I think this is a memory foam pillow, and it's much better than those pillows that the airport stores sell. This one I ordered off Amazon, and it actually provides really good support for me. It stops my head from falling over, and I know it looks a bit silly, but it actually feels really, really comfortable. And when you're done with it, you just roll it up and push it down because it's memory foam, and you just shove it into the carry bag. So this actually doesn't take up as much footprint as the standard travel pillows. The next item that I have to have with me on the plane is an eye mask. Now, if you're one of those people who can sleep in broad daylight, feel free to skip this part. But on my very first flight to Europe, I had a 14-hour flight to Dubai and then a 7-hour flight to Nice, and I didn't bring one of these because I didn't know I needed it. And the airline did hand out some complimentary eye masks to us, but those were so thin and flimsy that they let through all the light and I just couldn't sleep properly at all. This silk eye mask has been an absolute lifesaver. I have one for myself and my husband, and we just put these on when we want to get some proper sleep, and it's really helped us be able to rest properly on those long haul flights. Now, I'm one of those people who get really, really uncomfortable if I'm dehydrated. I will get a headache, my throat will start feeling really, really dry, which is why I have to have my water bottle with me when I'm on a long haul flight. Now, some airlines will look after you really well and give you complimentary water alongside your meal, but I have been in the situation before when I was traveling super budget where they were charging $5 to $7 for a 500 milliliter bottle of water. So in order to save money and to keep myself comfortable, I always try to bring my water bottle with me on the plane. Now, some of these items I have traveled without before, so I would say that they're not absolutely essential, but each of these little items sort of just contributes that little bit to make the whole journey much more comfortable. So if I have the extra cabin space, I will bring these items along with me. I travel with sensitive baby wipes or feminine wipes because I don't like to shower at the airplanes, and these just help me feel less grotty. I can freshen up a little bit and feel nice and clean again when I get into a change of clothing, especially if I've been sweating on the plane. I also like to travel with a small bottle of perfume, a tiny bottle just to help myself smell nice again. I also bring mouthwash to freshen up my mouth and to feel confident that my breath doesn't stink, because meal times are usually quite irregular on the planes. You never know when you're going to eat, so I don't like to go through all the effort of brushing my teeth just to have to eat again. So using mouthwash kind of helps me freshen up in between meals. Hand sanitizer is also a must for me to make sure that my hands are clean before I eat, and just hand sanitizer in general. Tissues have also been very important for me to bring on the plane, because my husband and I sometimes just get a sudden onslaught hay fever attack, so making sure that we have enough tissues keeps us feeling comfortable. Hand cream as well I like to bring with me because it gets really, really dry on the plane, so I like to have this so that my cuticles don't start splitting as well. I also like to have a little medicine box with me containing a couple of meds for in case I get uncomfortable. So I usually like to bring a couple of Panadol, Nurofen, and some antihistamines. So I think that's pretty much it. Those are all the items that I like to have with me when I am on a flight that is 8 hours or longer. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any other suggestions or what essential items you like to bring to make the journey more comfortable. Thank you so much for watching if you've made it to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.